Hello friends around the world, how are you today? Well, just came down to Brady Park again. Decided to have a nice little relaxing time just sitting in the sun. I don't do this too often because I definitely burn kind of quick. Across the river, that white thing in the middle of the screen, that's the Roberta Bondar Pavilion. If you take and look up Roberta Bondar, she was the first female Canadian astronaut. And on our trip down here, I had no clue that we would be able to show you kind of a little bit more of a rarity. We've got an ocean liner coming in right now, and yeah, a little bit on the small size when you look at the boats that come through the zoo locks. It's only about half the size of some of the ones that we typically get. It's probably about a third the length of the big ones, but it is quite a bit taller too. You can see it next to the Paul Bunyan there. And that's a decent sized little rig. No, I'm just having a really good day today, just enjoying the sun, enjoying the view. Yeah, you can see the size of it with the lock workers next to it. I got a couple geese behind the fence. I don't know how well you can see them. I couldn't even imagine trying to control something that big. Through all my years of working out at Sault Collision, worked out there for 15 years, I drove everything from sleeper semis to gigantic motorhomes. I drove a motorhome into the shop one time, and I got it to where it was parked, and I went into the office to tag the keys so they wouldn't get lost or confused with somebody else's. And when I went in the office, the boss looked at me and he goes, "Did everything go okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it went fine." He just smiled and he followed me back out of the office. The owner of the RV was in there, and he didn't want to make it sound like we were incompetent or anything like that. But the gentleman that brought it in was a retired Naval Judge Advocate General. And the reason he bought it was he got tired of trying to find motels that would accept his little show dogs. Now, most people are probably thinking, oh yeah, it probably went off for, $50,000, $80,000 for a camper. Well, this was a huge motorhome. We're talking the size of a Greyhound bus. Had the expandos on both sides. And when John took me out into the shop, he said, yeah, the reason I was kind of worried that something might have gone wrong, he just told me what he paid for this. He paid $875,000 for it. And yeah, my stomach kind of dropped when I heard that one, because I only had about 4 inches of room on each side of it at spots pulling it into the building. This thing had every bell and whistle you could imagine. It had cameras all the way around it. It had the sensors that would sense when you're getting too close to something. it definitely interesting. People used to ask me, what have you painted before? And I said everything from fishing lures to sleeper semis and everything in between. It was a lot of fun. Still waiting to hear on the government job. I keep checking daily just to see if there's any update on the status of my application. And basically all it keeps saying is application accepted. It doesn't say whether it's been reviewed, taken out of consideration, brought to the next level to where I'm going to get an interview. I don't know how long the hiring process is, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. And he better be too. I try to include him in some of the videos because he's got his own little YouTube channel. If you look through my subscriptions, you'll find Living Free 1987. That's Brent's channel. Oh, they got the no-flip lifeboats. I love those. Have any of you seen these? Basically, you hop inside it, close the door, and it slides right off the end of the boat, lands in the water, and self-rights itself. I remember when they were first designing those back, I want to say it was late 80s, early 90s. I watched a documentary on the development of them, and they just look cool. I'd love to get in one of them and have them drop it off the boat. That'd be such a fun ride. The seagulls are out in forest today. Yeah, I got a few over here. Not enough clear cloud distinction to really look at the clouds to try to find any bunnies or anything like that today. Lovely day. Say something. Say something now. The geese took off. Oh no, they're over there. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna call this a video. I'm just kind of spacing out, having a little bit too much fun, just relaxing in the sunlight. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Have a great day, guys. See ya.